In this video, I'll be demonstrating how to create and preserve the formatting on the Uncanny website. So it's got this complicated layout on the front, and we want to be able to recreate that complicated layout using the built-in tools on the Uncanny website. So each on the front, each one of these areas here, starting with defining your terms, is called a section. So this gray backed area here is a section. This is something called the section title. This is a date, and we have an in-class work, in-class reading, or reading, viewing. Here's another date, and this is a thing called a special event. So I'm going to show you how to create all those things successfully in this editor. And I'm going to show you some tricks that might help you to sort of keep everything straight, because it doesn't work quite as smoothly as, say, Microsoft Word or other sort of dedicated text editors. So we're going to start by creating a new section, and it's got a title that I'm pulling from elsewhere. So to start with, you just put that in there and maybe put a new line in, and then you go down here and choose section title. And you'll notice that it instantly centers it and makes it dark, and it's nice for you to know. Now, with the section, you can either start with a chunk of text or start while it's blank. You can just go format section here, and then you can paste stuff in. You can also paste the stuff in first. It doesn't really matter. And then after that, you can press enter. Now, when I'm putting all the content in for the section, what I like to do is to put all the text in first and then go back and do the formatting. And what I do is each section that's going to be formatted a special way, I put on its own line. And that makes it pretty easy for me. It's possible to do it the other way, where you do it each format something as soon as you type it in. But I find that it's a little less error prone to do it like that, like I'll show you now. So I'll just put the in-class section for that is Dystopic London. The reading section is that, and the viewing section is this one right here. And so then I'll go back and put in a few others. It's going to be slightly boring. You may want to fast forward through this part. So I'm just going to be copying and pasting a bunch of stuff. And all right, that's probably enough to give you an idea of how it works. So I've pasted a bunch of that stuff in, and now I'm just going to go through. This is the date, so I select it, and I hit date. Select this, and hit in class. You see that even though I didn't highlight every bit of it, it formats it correctly anyway. Here, there's two lines. I'm going to make sure to format both of them. And the cool thing is that if you make a mistake, like say you accidentally just put this in, yeah, well, and wouldn't let me make a mistake. I think I'll be able to show you that mistake in a second. So that's a date. That's in class. That's reading, and that's viewing. There, so we got all those. And then when you come to the end of one of these, you press enter, and you might be like, oh crap, I'm stuck in this pink block. But if you just do a second enter, it'll take you out of that section. And the same is true in the gray section. If you wanted to end the gray section here, you just press enter again, and then you're out. Then if you want to go back in, you go in here, and you're back in. So the formatting for the special events is fairly similar. Let's see. I'll go down here to the bottom, skipping a section, and to November 6th, which has some special events. So I do it like that, and then put the special event in right after the date. Oops. Now it's not letting me. Okay, so this is one of those things that can happen in here. where now it's not letting me make a new line. So you may have to kind of experiment, see what works. There. It is a little finicky, and I don't know what to say about that exactly, except that it's a little finicky, and trying things out sometimes works. And so the formatting for this, it's going to sometimes happen with my copying and pasting. And there we go. So here it is again. Here's the date. This is a special event. So select that. And this is in class, reading, viewing. And I accidentally clicked on that link. And then let's just see what all this looks like in the browser. So hit update there. And the dates on the front end look like this. We still get our in-class and our reading and all the other stuff down below. So that's it. When you, let's see, a couple of potential issues. Let's say you wanted to delete this reading and change it out, and you get to this point, it can get a little tricky. So let's say I do that. So how do I put the reading in between the class and the viewing from here? What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a new line there, press enter, and then I'm going to paste the content for the reading in the in-class box. And then I'm going to highlight it, and I'm going to see how in-class is selected in this. I'm going to unselect it. Now it looks very strange, but I still have this text here, and if I go to it and then I apply the reading, then it all gets good again. Let's see, what other kinds of problems could you have? If this section here, if we remove the viewing from it, now it's down here all by itself, you can just cut it and paste it up here, and it should work just fine. I don't know, see there I accidentally deleted made it not a date anymore, so just go back up to the format and hit date. But like one thing to note is that you might get, in some cases you might get weird effects if you have things overlapping that shouldn't overlap. Like if to go back to that previous example, if you deleted this and you put this in here, and then you tried to apply the reading format. Now you've got the reading format and the in-class format over this, and it's behaving very, very strangely. So what you can do here is just remove the in-class, and oddly enough, it removed the reading as well. Left the word reading here. Ugh, this is getting very weird. Yeah, when something like this happens, it's sometimes best to just back out of it and start over, because obviously you've gotten some weird formatting overlaps, and those are the things that cause the problem. So you can just, undo is your friend, or if you're just hopeless, just delete the whole thing until all the content that's messed up is gone. And then it can sometimes work to just start over again in this area and paste those three chunks back in. And this is just for example purposes. This isn't something you'd actually, obviously I've got the wrong content here, but you kind of get the idea that, oops, the wrong format on that. In class, viewing, right? So now it's all fixed. All right.